Hey guys, Cody Bill here. Today I want to talk to you about my favorite multi-tool, the Gerber Dime. First thing I want to say about it is, before I really get into anything, is that I think it's a very good looking multi-tool. I know it's just a multi-tool, a lot of people don't really talk about how it looks, but I just kind of like how it looks. You know, it's not overly just square and blocky. It's got a little splash of color here, these little sort of accents. I know they're sort of more for texture, but they give it a little something to the looks, and I don't know, I just think it makes it look kind of nice. Plus, I like blue. It's one of my favorite colors. So, anyway, that aside, let's get into it. So first off, closed, it's 2 3/4 inches long. Open, it is 4 1/4 inches long. And it weighs 2.2 ounces. So a very nice, very good weight for its size. A little heavy for me to put on my keychain, but for example, these are my keys. I don't keep a bunch of stuff on my keychain. I mean, if you look at that, that ends up being just a little longer than my car keys. And I don't, as you can see, I don't carry a bunch of stuff on my keychain. I know other people that do, other people that keep things like this on their keychain, and if you don't mind stuff like that on your key ring, then this might be great, but a little heavy for me, just because I don't really like to have anything other than keys, because it's a key chain, but that's just my opinion. So first thing before I open it up, as far as the tools go, is you notice this big bottle opener. It looks like it would really be obtrusive in your pocket or something, but it's actually not. It doesn't really get in the way as much as you might think it would. It's kind of smoothed around the edges, and it just kind of doesn't stick out as much as it looks like it does. At least it doesn't feel like it. However, because it's a nice wide bottle opener, cap lifter, it works very well. You can really get in there, and if you are one of those people that likes to have a bottle opener on you at all times, well, it's a good one. Unlike, for example, this one here, a lot of other multi-tools and things have a little cap lifter tucked into some other tool and just kind of sucks. I mean, like, this one works, but not all that well. So this one, on the other hand, works great. Better than a lot of dedicated bottle openers that I've seen. So that's nice. Now I suppose we'll get right into it. First thing is the knife here. First thing you notice about it is the shape of it. It's kind of what you might call a reverse tanto, I suppose, with a lot of belly here. Kind of a unique shape, but it's really nice. It's on the bottom side of the multi-tool, so you can really get down and actually cut stuff with it if you're trying to cut stuff on a surface. Whereas some multi-tools that have the blade on this side facing this direction, so that's a little dumb to me to do it that way. This is a good job. The shape makes it's really good for a number of things. It's not just a straight blade or, you know, a normal drop point. It gives it a good strong tip that's actually, it's slightly precise, but you've got that very wide angle there between the spine of the tip and the actual edge, but it does make the tip nice and strong, so it's not like you're gonna break it doing anything you should be doing with this multi-tool and this size of a knife. Shouldn't be doing anything crazy, you know, might cut some string or open some mail. So it's very good shape for that. It came decently sharp out of box, pretty good. I haven't really touched it up. No idea how it cuts here. Okay, cuts pretty well. And I do use this almost every day. Like I said, I use this multi-tool nearly every single day that I carry it, which is every day. And most often I'm using the knife there. It does not say what the steel is. This is actually the package that I bought it in. And you can see there it just says stainless steel. Super helpful, right? But it's going to be Gerber's mystery steel, which we know could be either 440A or 7CR17 MOV. Either one is adequate. They're both relatively cheap steels, but they should be pretty stainless. They shouldn't really rust. And for what you're going to be doing with this, they'll hold an edge just fine. So, alright, moving on. This side, I'll save that. I'll save that one. Here you've got large flat blade screwdriver, which you can also use to some degree for prying open little things, of course, which I do with it sometimes. Here you've got a small flat blade screwdriver. Some places that I've looked advertise that as a Phillips driver. I don't know if it's meant for that or not. On the package, it just calls it a small flathead driver, but I do know that it will work for some small Phillips head screws. You've got a small file there and a small file there, both of which they are functional for, you know, fingernails and things like that. You're not going to be sharpening anything with them, but they can help with, you know, busted fingernails and stuff. Even though they're very short, they do actually work fairly well. Here you've got scissors, and these, by the way, are excellent scissors. Really, these are very good scissors. A lot of times on multi-tools or Swiss Army knives and things, scissors will be they're just crap. They don't work worth the flip. You can't cut anything. That is not the case with these. You see here where your thumb would go, it's a little wider, makes it a little more comfortable. It's got a good spring there, nice and spring loaded. They're somewhat robust, so they're not super flimsy, and they're decently sharp. I mean, they'll actually, for example, they'll cut paper. You get the picture. So, good job on the scissors for Gerber. Okay, next, the piece that really kind of makes this unique, never seen one of these before, this little tool. It is they call it a retail package opener. It's for those sort of clamshell packages, actually kind of similar to what it comes in. But you know how some of those can be a real pain in the butt to get into. And with a knife, actually that's how I got that scar right there, was quite a number of years ago. I was trying to open something that was in one of those type of packages, and I was just using a typical knife, and I was coming around it, and it slipped, and somehow or other managed to go that direction into my hand. This prevents that. It's really nice. You just stick the corner of it, or the tip of it, in underneath the sort of the bubble part of those packages, and just pull it all the way around. Just sort of unzips it, almost like a zipper. It's really great. I love it. Got this sort of curved part here for your thumb to go in, and you can really get some tension on it, and it just slices right through it without really being dangerous or anything like that. It's really, really good. I really can't express how good this tool is for what it's intended for. You just got to try it out if you have something like that. Like I said, a lot of people know they can be a real pain to get into. This tool is the solution. On the outside here, which actually I didn't notice at first until I had this thing for a couple weeks, it's got some tweezers here. Some little tweezers, as you can see. They are decent. They are not amazing. I would compare them to the Victorinox scissors. Very similar insofar as they are kind of thin. You can't, grasp things super tightly with them, but not too bad. You can see they're angled on the tip, whereas the Victorinox ones are straight. But otherwise, pretty similar in their functionality. And they just tuck away right there, unobtrusively. Alright, so, and I guess on the outside it does have this little key ring for your keys. I just have a little gutted paracord. I guess you'd call it lanyard. That's, I often keep it in the, sort of the watch pocket of jeans, if I'm wearing jeans, and that just kind of sticks out, so I could just grab that out. That's all that's for. Now, to the pliers. These pliers are excellent. I don't know how well you'll really be able to see it, there, but they match up very nicely. The tips of those pliers, very nice and precise. I really like the shape of them. They're very, very good for a number of different tasks. Of course, your sort of common pliers there, and the wire cutters at the base. These do not have replaceable blades for the wire cutting portion like some larger multi-tools do. You shouldn't need that for anything this size because you shouldn't be doing anything crazy with them. Honestly, I doubt you'll really ever use the wire cutters, but you may need to for some small things or who knows what. They are spring-loaded, as you can see. You've got a spring down in there and a spring down in there. So it's actually got 2 sets of springs, and they're very good. So they match up nicely. Good texturing on them. The tips here, you may notice, are flat, which I really like because it allows it to be a little more precise. It doesn't have the serrations like the rest of it does, which you probably won't need if you're using the very, very tips. So that's that. You notice that this side is a little concave, this side is a little convex, which means as you're holding it, it acts almost like a partial palm swell, and this fits nicely in your fingers. It makes it feel very good in the hand. One thing I will say, the cap lifter here, you notice it's a little loose. That's because of something stupid that I did. I was trying to tighten down something I really shouldn't have been using this for, and I was really gripping it hard, and the heel of my hand kind of pushed on it and loosened it up a little. Not a big deal because the way it's constructed, it's not like it's going to come all the way out, and when you're using the cap lifter, it pushes the opposite direction, so it's really not a problem. I just noticed that happened with me. But like I said, that was my own fault. I was doing something I should not have been doing with this. So that's pretty much that. This multi-tool comes in obviously blue, comes in all black, red, I believe there's a gray one. There's sort of one that's kind of almost like a light olive green color, and purple. I've seen purple. I have seen a little bit, I believe there's another model called the Dime Travel. A little different, got a slightly different selection of tools, but on the outside looks pretty much the same. But I don't know a whole lot about that one. This is the one I would highly recommend, this multi-tool, for anybody and everybody. You will use it way more than you think you will. It's small, compact. The edges they're all kind of rounded and smooth, so it doesn't really stick out or anything like that in your pocket. Like I said, if you wanted to carry it on your keychain, it would be fine. I just like to keep my keychain very trim and lightweight. The MSRP on these is about $25. I actually got this one at Target one day because I was there. I don't remember what I was doing. I don't go into Target often, but I was there one day for some reason. And I was wandering around and just happened to see it on the shelves. And I said, oh, hey, I've been looking at one of those. And I just picked it up. You know, purchased it right there. And at Target it was $20. Blade HQ has a red one. The red one right now for $15.99, so $16. Amazon is about the same, at least last I checked. I'll have links in the description for Blade HQ if you want to buy it from there. Like I said, really great multi-tool. I would highly recommend it to anybody. So that's about it for Gerber Dime. Let me know what you guys think.